This is a box of audio cassette tapes, and this is also a video about doing a dawless jam with synthesizers on the G train in Brooklyn, New York. If you'd like to just skip to the jam part, go ahead and jump to this time. But if you're sticking around, I'll tell you a little bit about the journey, the concept, but there won't be any explanation exactly. This is just something I'm doing for the sake of doing it. And I'm having fun doing it. In a previous video, I discussed using a shoebox tape recorder to document the jam that I'd be doing on the train. This is for a couple of reasons, but namely because it's battery operated and easy to bring with me. An added benefit of using a shoebox tape recorder is that I'll get to have physical documentation of the jam I'm doing, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of and am interested in the analog arts, generally speaking. That includes analog oscillators, digital as well, nothing against digital, film photography, nothing against digital photography, but you sort of get my drift. I'm fascinated by the physical formats. They offer tangibility to a means of storing information, and they so often lend unique idiosyncrasies to the way they record said information. But I digress. This is my backpack. It's full of everything that I'll need for my mobile dawless synthesizer jam on the G train. I made a whole video about the setup that you can see here if you want. Now doesn't that just look cute as heck? I set off for the train before dawn. I do this because I don't want to bother too many people while I'm doing my little project, especially not my first time doing it. Anyway, I'm no stranger to riding the train at this time, because this is about the time I usually go to work. There's usually not too many people on the train at this time, and on the weekend it's almost nobody. Here I'm realizing that something's amiss. I seem to have forgotten that there is maintenance happening in the G train. Currently, we're at Bedford Nostrand Avenue on the G. We're going to take the G down to Church Avenue, which is where it terminates. The original plan was to take the whole G, from Court Square all the way to Church Avenue. Not today, I guess, but that's not going to stop me from going. Maybe I'll do the whole G someday, but the next train I think I'll do is probably the Q. While I pick a car and start setting up for our jam, I'll read you some interesting facts about the G train, brought to you by Wikipedia. My favorite fact about the G train, and in fact one that I already knew, is that it's the only non-shuttle service that never enters the borough of Manhattan. The G train just connects Queens to Brooklyn.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
The original Brooklyn-Queens crosstown local service began in 1933 as a shuttle between Queens Plaza on the IND Queens Boulevard line and NASA Avenue. This service was designated GG because the IND used double letters to indicate local service. This actually feels more than a little ridiculous. I'm just going to play some background music until the show starts. Enjoy. Soon you're going to be hearing what was recorded on the shoebox tape recorder. It's not happening immediately. You'll know it when you hear it. As soon as I got home from doing this, I plugged the audio out of my shoebox tape recorder into my interface and then hit play on the tape and recorded the entire thing. And then I synced it to the video. Please excuse me as I sort out some technical challenges. I left all of this faffery in the video because I thought it was kind of charming and more honest. Not too much longer now.
This has been the G Train.
Thank you so much for joining me for that sonic exploration. Don't worry, I picked up my camera. While I was doing this jam, I was spending a lot of time thinking about all the people that I see on the G train usually, and all the experiences that I've had on it. Something that I love about the improvisational arts is that they can allow us to express ourselves in ways that are almost filterless. It's almost automatic, which is pretty neat. Anyway, on the way home, I'm gonna play some more background music for you. Okay, time to recap. Overall, I'm really excited with how this went. I think it turned out really well. And I'm still in love with the concept. I think it's time for the Q train next. I think I'm going to have the future train videos be edited to be a bit more streamlined than this one. For the first one, I had the impulse to include as much information as possible, as much footage as I could fit in. I love the idea of including a Polaroid to accompany each tape. I have this vision where at some point I have an MTA map, which I probably should get one of those, and I can have a Polaroid and a tape for each train that I do. That seems satisfying to me. I imagine it sort of displayed as a final project at some point. In the meantime, we're going to keep the tapes in this box. Box o' tapes. By the way, if you have any questions or thoughts or ideas or suggestions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I love hearing your thoughts, and I'm interested in what you have to say. Stay adventurous. Are you gigging with modular setups? Are you hitting the road with synthesizer gear? Maybe you like to plug your keyboards into your car stereo and play them in the car. Maybe you think this is super nichey and random. Weird. I don't know. In any case, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Feel free to hit me up in the comments. And if you're up for it, maybe subscribe.